I'm still trying to see if it's really going to go. It's already streaming on. All right. I think we are good to go. Kindly confirm we are live on Facebook.
Okay. Again from your page here. Yeah, it's not showing yet.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
So
I
we
just
are we are
confirmed.
live on Facebook. Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Good evening once again, everyone. It's such a privilege to be coming your way on another session of Voices and Forces. I'm excited today, as always, because my brother, Genesis Habila, is joining us tonight to discuss while waiting. The waiting period is such an interesting period for everybody because people wait in different forms and in different ways because of their upbringing, because of how they have been raised and how they've been tutored over the years. You see people choosing ways to wait that sometimes is self sabotaging. And tonight we want to look into that topic while waiting and see how we can make sense of it and help ourselves with the information our guest will be sharing with us tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Genesis Habila. All right, Genesis, good evening and welcome.
Good evening to you, my brother, Mr. Lucky Jonathan Emeka.
Thank
It's
you.
once again a great privilege to meet with you again. And ever since when you we started, texting on the WhatsApp from the other from my late fathers, and I begin to see something. Before then, actually, I used to connect with all of this, and I really learn a lot. I'm one of your the beneficiary of this page, and I sincerely appreciate. So I see this as a great opportunity to not waste time for us, and then to people who are going to be following us live likewise. And this is a great privilege to also share information on what we should apply to our daily life, because as the topic implies, while waiting, it's a destination that we're looking onto. So, and that destination has something called process. And then that process is what we're going to be discussing all in today's session. So, by the special grace of God, just like you've already introduced me, I thank God for growing up, coming from Samaru, Zango, and then traveling to places. I was born and brought up at home, and then I went to Bauchi, and then finally I landed in India. So I see this as a great privilege likewise. So but one thing that I noticed that really works very, very well for me was that in that waiting time, there were growth, there were seasons, there were investment that I hold on to, not necessarily, knowing fully, that helped me and getting me to where I am today, because of the distance of the journey I need to get to myself. So I would like to just give a little meaning to the word while waiting. So in my own research, I landed with the definition that is fully accepted by me, as waiting means a period between where you are now and where you are going, which means your destination or where you desired to be. Yes. So and then I see this as a very, very essential part of life, and it is applied to every living thing. In fact, even as our father of faith, uh, Jesus Christ, when he came on earth, he spent his time to understand. He waited for the right time to be announced. And in that waiting season, the holy book didn't reveal anything to us of what he was doing. But we should be able to understand that there were season of discipline, there was scrutiny, there were a lot of things that were betting in that waiting time for him to be announced at the 33 or at the day where he was announced. So same likewise with all of us. And I would just like to give a little story about myself, if I'm really permitted to, because I'm a very, very, I do call it a bit, it's a bit contrary, but I do call myself sometimes a delusional being because of the level of sight I always want to have and always want to be. It's seems very, very impossible. Growing up from a class where people just think, you just finish your school and then you can just go to class, come back to the street, just try and get things done. Normally, you just get married, you get a good job, and all of that. But I always see things differently. Ever since when I was in primary school, I told people I am a leader, in as much as I wasn't even confident enough to stand in the podium and discuss things, just like today. So, but what happened? I could see the season of preparation, and in that season, I saw myself gradually elevating to that person I want to be. So, waiting is one of the important part of life that I see or I understand that absolutely one needs to understand about because it definitely works first with patience. So, what patience means is identifying that you have what limitations to time and what engaging principles that are going to allow you to what to let the nature works, the spiritual worlds works, the political worlds works, and then the environmental likewise, because as we all know that there are factors that could not allow such things to work immediately. For instance, if I am born today, let's say today's date is 27th
27.
of August. Yes, and I want to become a doctor tomorrow, 28th of August. Is that possible? That can never be possible. I cannot just wake up and become a doctor like that. There has to be something, and that something is defined as process. And that process, we narrow it down to our topic, waiting. So, what do I need to do? I need to understand that I need to get to school where I have to register biology, chemistry, and all those things. And, evolving to the JAM, after writing JAM, that's if you want to study in Nigeria. And then if it is abroad, you don't need all those things. And then you just need to write the many basic exams. And after that, you go to your medical school. After your medical school, spending years of investment. And then finally, you're arriving to the stage where you want to be. So it can never be short. It can never be short. So one rule that I understand with this topic while waiting is that there is nothing called shortcut to it. There is nothing like shortcut to our waiting, which means you have to understand that what definitely you have to take process. So and the next in line is that why do we have seasons of waiting? So just like firstly I said we need preparation, secondly we the timings, and then thirdly you need to what to develop maturity. Yes. Yeah, I still say this, sometimes if I'm given privilege to, ever since 2023 when I left Nigeria, I happen to be in a public, shall I say, a public understanding family, which means everybody literally understand what public representation means. Yes, my father was literally a clergy, and my mom was into the educational sector. My uncles, all of them are into the public sector. So, but however, I was, having this low self-esteem to deliver myself regardless of the age. So I took it as a privilege. I said, first thing upon landing in there, I'm going to change that mentality because it's no more the same environment I am. So I'm going to imply something different. And then I develop an instant courage to pressure myself into the today I want to be. And by God's willing, I today I speak to thousands and thousands of podiums without even being shaken by the special grace of God. And that procedure is what the process while waiting. So I am a big, I love this topic so much, Master Lucky, because it really resonates with my life. Because growing up as a youth in Nigeria, we are being cycle with the ideology that you need to get old before you can achieve something. So, but sincerely speaking, coming behind the walls of where I am currently, residing, I see the young ones literally leading almost all sectors. I literally see only Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi being the only old person in the political section of this end. You need to see. Um, I don't know if I'm very audible in life because I just lose connection with you. Yeah, can I continue, please?
Please go on. Please go on.
Yes, yes. So you need to see young people today into the politics. You need to see young people today into the business sectors of life. I have seen young CEOs in my life. At least I'm privileged to attend conferences. I'm invited to be delegate to some health-related innovations conferences across the world. And then whenever I go to such space, I expect to see some people older, but what happened? I get to see some people younger, like very, and then I say, oh, so it's not more about me being young, achieving this much at this age. So probably I may be missing out, but by the special grace of God, I need to accelerate the means of getting to where I want to be. Imagine today getting to see you, Mr. Lucky, today doing this remarkable thing. Imagine you started this last 10 years ago. Did you get it?
Mm,
So it will have been more impactful because I can't quantify the level of knowledge you have attained doing such things. I literally saw 3,900 plus posts on your page. I was like, how were you able to do this? You get it? And I was like, wow. So this is the discipline and consistency you put into this, which means I check your page and then the followers, and then I check mine. I say, okay, let me quantify something. Yes, so and so is having this number of followers, and and so is having this number of followers. And the difference is the time invested in all platforms, which is the process that involved to betting who you are and you inviting me to this program today. So let me not take much of our time. I will just go to the next part is that in the seasons of waiting, some opportunities require what? Understanding, wisdom. Yes. So which means while waiting, we need to understand that waiting is not just wasting of time. There is difference between wasting of time and waiting. Wasting of time could literally means you just standing doing nothing in the midst of the desert. But while waiting means you can be in the desert and search for places you can get water and maybe possibly bet a means of growing a plant for your survival and for your nourishment and for your what? For your everything. Everything. I think that's just the definition about it. So quickly again, I'll go. What should we do while waiting? I'm literally getting into the little, I'm transiting into the topic right now because
yeah.
this is the necessary part of it. So, what should we do while waiting? And if anybody listening to me right now, I really want you to focus. And if you have something to write nearby you, you could definitely jot these things down because it will be very useful. So, first is learn new skills. Learning new skills. Yes. If you read my bio very, very clearly, you will see that I started my life, my first working experience with the Airtel Nigeria. So, necessarily speaking, because of what I always love to be valuable, like I want to be valuable to myself, and I have a direction. Okay, Genesis, I want to be a politician, but to be a politician, you have to do something, and to do something, you have to generate a source of income, source of value, source of connectivity with people, and all of those things. So when I get into the system, I knew that wow, this is a very, very diversified. institution because it is a telecommunication industry. So I use that privilege to learn communication with people. Oh, hello. How about thinking using Airtel Nigeria? Because literally they are one of the best. They may not be the best actually, but it relates to something that I want to become. You get it? So getting to understand marketing, getting to understand people psychology. In fact, I started getting to know people when I was 16, 16-year-old. So that much, and even when I transit to Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, I see myself, going with the flow and understanding all those things. So learning new skills also help. Before I came to India, my father told me, so he sent me to go and learn barbing haircut. Literally, it's not my thing. And relating the fact of his status is because I will say I come from a humble background, but however, I'm privileged. We never lack food, we never lack shelter, places to sleep.
All right.
So, but
Uh, just before you go on, Habila, I
yes,
am
yes,
sorry to cut you there. You have been
yes.
doing a great job breaking this down. And the reason I didn't cut you is because you are
Mm,
hitting the nail on the head. However, I want to introduce to
thank you
those
so
who are
much.
just joining up. Uh, we've been speaking with Habila, Genesis Habila. He's joining us all the way from India. He's currently doing your first degree, right?
Yeah, 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 sure.
Yeah. Yes. In what field again?
Yeah, this is the nursing medical field, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
And we are getting to the point where he breaks down what to do while waiting. I feel like I should introduce the topic again to those who are just joining us. And if you've been part of the session, what I want you to do for me is share this live session. If you're following me and you're not following him, kindly uh, tap on the follow button on Abila's profile. And if you are following him and you're not following me, please do so. Tap on follow on all my handles. You see Lucky Emeka Jonathan. You see Lucky Emeka Jonathan page, and you see Voices and Forces Media. Please tap on the follow buttons. Then share this live session so that other people can get to see what Abila is sharing with us. All right. Please, you can go on, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so sorry for not giving me gap or space for you to introduce that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You are
so
fine. I'm enjoying it.
all right. So as we're into the important aspect, which is the body of the conversation, what should we do while waiting? So, which first I mentioned that we should learn new skills, and learning new
Yeah.
skills necessarily means getting to know something that can increase your value as a person in wherever you are, your community, your environment, your church, your country, and everything. So learning new skills set you aside from the jobless people. You get it. I'm sorry to use that word. It's very rude, but in today's world, if you're only focused on looking for a job, definitely you will not get what you want always. You have to find a way we call the plan B, in the sense that you can definitely use your hand, your brain, your eyes, and everything to do something else. We have people into the AI automation, we have people building websites, we have people into agriculture, we have people into textile, we have people doing a lot of things. I have a list of a lot of things that you can do to help yourself today. Some of us today have mobile phones that are carrying hundreds and thousands, and sadly speaking, it does not even generate that equivalent value of the phone we're using, it's really not wisdom. So let's try to limit our environment to skill based evolving environment. So secondly is build a character. Character validates you. Yes. So if literally you're doing good and then your character is arbitrary to what you are doing, then definitely your waiting time can literally be wasteful time. Yes, because for instance, if I'm looking forward to having my brother Emeka today as a chief executive CEO of the Access Bank Holding, and then and you're really doing well. You have a good skill, you have a communication skills, you have a good way of bringing clients and customers to Access Bank, and fortunately enough, you have a very bad character, let's say humanizing, or a system of not managing funds and all of those things. What will give me the credibility to work with you? Literally zero. So, which means in what we are doing, let's try to study the environment and the character that validates us. And then the character is literally simple. As for us who are into the Christianity faith, it literally means self control, understanding, all the fruit of the Holy Spirit. If you study it all, that is literally what validates you to have a good character. Peace of mind, and all of these things. So having a good character really validates you. I think I'm a beneficiary of a good character because coming in India, my institution used to have we have a very bad, Nigeria has a very bad name in my institution earlier before me. And then they were like, we're not going to accept any male Nigerian in this institute because the last one was arrested due to something that was done, and so. So, but there were limitations to it. So, however, the person who was processing my admission, thanks to I call her my sister Elizabeth. So she were like, no, this one is really different. Principal mom, or maybe the VC could definitely consider Genesis Habila. When I came to the institution, first year, second year, third year, these people were literally telling me, Genesis, if you have 20 extra more people that you want to bring from Nigeria, please, you will do
Wow.
well to just bring them. And I don't want to give the praises to me, but I literally understand the act of staying good character wise, moral wise, value wise, and all of those things. And it creates a pathway for my younger generations to step into this world with sanity. You get it? So, in as much as the environment I met wasn't, a favorable place because of the Nigerians, we are very funny at times. Sincerely speaking, home and abroad, sometimes we do a lot of things that really does not really increase our integrity. But it is our responsibility to restore hope, to restore the confidence of wherever we are going. So, and then next in line, which is the third one, is this is spiritual based actually, but pray and strengthen your faith. Yes, this is one of the skills I understand. As for me, I'm not perfect, sir, but I know how to pray. I know how to call on God. I know how to get direction, which is my blueprint. This season that I'm going to enter, I am stepping my birthday. I am stepping my baptism time. I am stepping this season, new session of my education. Oh, I have stepped, okay, maybe I have made 100,000 and that is the highest amount of money I've made. Instead of celebrating, go back to the secret place. What should I do next, God? What is the next thing I should do to ascend me to the level of where I want to go? So people should understand that there are seasons in life, and those seasons there are doors to it. And one of those doors are spiritual doors of prayer. And if we key ourselves into such things, then definitely God is going to prepare us. As for me, I know where I'm going. You understand? And God is preparing me for that thing. Yes.
All
And
right.
I definitely
Thank
know
you.
it.
Thank you very much, Avila. I like
Yes.
that you rounded this up with prayer. And there are people who don't give into prayer. Uh,
Mm.
I'd say the younger ones, right?
Yes,
There are
sir.
some who think that those who pray are those who have things they want God to do for them. They are actually forgetting that there are people who just hate you for no reason, and it's something to pray about. Okay, somebody
Mm.
shared a story with me some 2 weeks ago about how someone sat on something good, a contract that was supposed to have his name on it in the government house. Now he
Mm.
did. He had an encounter with this person some time back, and he didn't know that the person took it to heart, such that every time his name was mentioned in the state government house, he will say this person is not fit for this or fit for that. And this is enough
Mm.
reason for young people to constantly
To
pray.
pray.
It's
Yes.
enough reason
Yes.
to constantly pray. So thank you
Yes.
so much for putting that. Now, I have questions that were preset before this moment, and I'd like to ask them
Mm.
so that you get to provide assistance to people who need answer to this. One of those
Yes.
questions is that what was the toughest waiting season of your life? The season you were unsure of what to do, because waiting sometimes meets you in a place of, yes, this is where I want to go, but how do I get there? It's a tough season for you. What was the toughest season of you while waiting? And what did you do during that period to get to your next level?
All right. Thank you very much for the wonderful question, my brother. The toughest season of my life is I set barriers to my life. I mean bars to my life on where I want to go and where I want to get. And the toughest season of my life, I will literally narrow it to the quality of life I wanted to have in India. And then that quality of life was even as much my parents could afford my living here and some necessary people. I wanted to pay my rent, wanted to feed myself, and probably if I could, definitely find a way of attending the financial height, the figure of my personal self. I wanted to get to a figure that I have it in mind right now, and I wanted to get there. So that season was tough. That season was really tough because getting to know the environment, where student doesn't are not allowed to work, and how can you get to a figure, how can you get to all these things, and you being able to pay a rent, monthly rent, a lot, I mean hundreds of dollars, and then you trying to feed yourself and all those things. And I see myself learning new things, going to the YouTube and then trying to buy new books. As you can see, every birthday, I gift myself with books. One of it is The Diary of the CEO, The Psychology of Money. I have many others inside. These are one of the most impactful ones really right now. And I have, building mentality, mindset related books and all of those things. And again, sometimes in even the spiritual aspect, I see myself, buying chickens in Nigeria and trying to invest in them. And then at the end of the day, I heard a voice saying that I should dash them all out. I literally, disobeyed the first half of what I heard, and then it was a disaster. I saw those chicks dying, and then at the end of the day, I
Wow.
just gave out the other 25. I gave it out because I had a figure. So one thing that I want to tell people is that if you have somewhere you want to go, there is sacrifice behind it. Sometimes you may not know, sometimes you will know, but definitely there are sacrifice. But immediately I
Mm.
obeyed that word. Immediately I obeyed that word. My life started changing. That was December 2020, yeah, 2024. So I started seeing new things, me seizing my dad paying rent and all of those things, feeding, and then even contributing to the tuition fee and many things. So I saw that season betting something in me. It was really difficult, sir. It was really difficult because that season it
Hold
got
it
me
there.
thinking, sir.
Thank you very, very much. I think I wanted to hear that. You said it was
Yes,
really difficult while
yes,
you
sir.
were waiting for your next
Waiting.
level. Now, a
True,
lot of people
true.
think that while they are waiting, it is a guarantee for them to do nothing, right?
Um,
Because you have done the things you need to do. So everything will fall on a platter. Help me address people who have done so much and things have not turned out the way they want. And what do they need to do next?
Sincerely speaking, if I'm to answer it in three words, learn, relearn, and unlearn. Yes, because those things are going to give you sights of where there is leakage, where there is progress, and where you need to go. So let me just leave it that short. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you
Because
very
there's
much. We have some people joining up. I can see Sammy Clef saying, Greetings, great man. This may be your fans and
greetings
your
to you, my
followers.
brother. He's
I
really a great
know.
friend.
And I'm seeing
Yes.
Abigail to say impressive. Thank you guys for the comments so far. Just keep them coming in. Help us tap on the share button if you can see this on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, please do well to share as well. Tap the follow button. Uh, all right. Our next question is this: is there a particular time to give up if you are certain that what you're doing is the right thing? Is there a particular time to say, no, I have put in so much effort into this? What is uh, something to note, right? After putting so much effort and not seeing the desired result, right? What do you think a person at that level should do? Is there a way you can say you can measure that I've put in so much into this and it's not coming out well?
So funny enough, this question really resonates
Hello,
with me.
Adila, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there with you, sir.
All right.
Yes. Can I
Thank
speak?
you, Evelyn. Thank you very much. Please go
Yes.
on
Can
with
I?
your
Can I?
response.
All right. So, where when to quit? If I understand your question vividly,
Yes, when to quit.
um, yes, because first, understanding that the pattern is outdated. Yes, the pattern, which means there are several repetition of that same pattern. Example, let's say a typewriter today cannot be reprint, cannot be rebuilt. So, which means if I go into the business of typewriter, definitely I will fail. So, I will definitely need to understand. Two, mentorships. I'm a product of conversing with big people, great people that are far, they are worthy of being my great grandparents. Yes, and I'm confidently enough to go ask questions. Yes. So ask questions, make research. What can I do about this? And then three, what are the strategies you have applied to see that there are possible changes? Which means you cannot quit trying using to use one strategy. Yes, when you try once, when you try twice, when you try thrice, and previous answer, which is you learn, you relearn, and you unlearn, definitely you will see some of these things that are really not working. Example today, I use Nokia. Sometimes when I'm being given privilege to speak, these people really did not do anything wrong, but they didn't understand the power of restructuring. Yes, identifying that sometimes you don't need to stick to one thing at a time, but you can upgrade it, you can remodify it, which means your idea itself can be remodified. Example, I want to get into construction today, but I see logistics working perfectly for me. I'm getting my revenue from logistics the more, then definitely it's a sign that something is literally not going well from the other part, maybe from the construction aspect, and then maybe I could definitely understand this and go with it. So understanding the strategies behind it and also applying new principles on how to do all those things, it helps one also to understand. So in as much as we are in a public speaking space right now, forgive me to say that this is one of the important aspect of it. You being a Muslim, a Hindu, a Christian, the faith also plays a vital role on when and where to quit. Sometimes, yeah, there are definite signs that the spiritual realm gives to you to identify when and where to quit, because it is very, very, adamant for you not to work with the spiritual life as you journey to life. Yes, as it has helped a lot, thousands and thousands of people, including me myself. Yes, sir. Okay, am
Uh,
I?
yes, I can see you and I can hear you
Yes.
clearly.
All right.
Unfortunately, uh,
Mm,
uh, the people who hold Nigeria have decided to do what they know how to do well at the time
unfortunately,
as
sir.
this. So, I
Mm,
know power will soon be restored and will
understood.
continue for the moment. But I don't want to keep people waiting. So we'll go on with the questions I have now. My next question is this: have you ever thought about giving up?
Yes, I've thought about giving up. I mean, sometime because of the recent thing I'm building, by the special grace of God, I'm building a company, DJN International. And starting this company, literally starting a couple of services, getting into
Mm.
agriculture, getting into renewable energy like buying of panels, keeping it when it kind of grows, and then you dispose them, and then getting into the medical services, trying to get patients all over across the world to come through you, for medical treatment in India, as a means of returning back to the society. Pretty when I started, it's something that I didn't see result. Literally, I didn't see any result because it was literally almost going as zero. I mean, for the first 3 months, I was burnt out. I was like, God, I've built this website, I've done this research, I've communicated with these people. In fact, I've met people that are into the business. And then what can I do? So I reach out to that point. I said that is the point that God want me to reach, so that I will not really give up. So when I stood and really stand strong, I started implementing one or two things, and I saw myself, by the special grace of God, getting to start buying my first transportation, vehicles. My second, my third, my transportation is already working by special grace of God, and I saw myself investing back home into the agricultural sector, trying to to get the necessary crops that could generate income in time, like we have the ginger today and others, which I literally venture into. And then some of the valuable renewable energy materials, some of those things are really working. So but sometimes I do feel like, God, I don't
All
like
right.
the place I am right now. I need more. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for that response.
Mm.
Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining up, if you can see and hear me do this, or share the live so that more people can get to see this. I tell you, what Genesis Habila is sharing tonight is able to help somebody going through a tough time. And that's why we don't want to be selfish by keeping this to ourselves alone. Somebody might just be looking for a word, a confirmation to go on or to revisit that vision they have. Somebody might just need a confirmation to know that they should be redirected to do something different. This is the
Oh,
word for them, and I don't want them to miss it. Please help us share
yes, sir.
this session and keep the comments coming in. Let us know where you're watching from. All right. And if you're just joining up, let me introduce to you again, my brother. Genesis Habila, who is studying BSc nursing all the way in India. He is a Nigerian from Samaru, and I am glad to have him here.
Thank you very much again, Master Emeka.
20s and feel like the negative feedback they get from people because they have been bullied with the ideas they have. People don't seem to like them, and they are in that season of waiting because they are unsure of what step to take next. Advise people who are being bullied, who are going through a tough times. They don't who are going through a tough time and don't feel loved by the people they should get support from.
Okay, necessarily speaking, the mindset matters. When I mean mindset, I mean the understanding to life, to situations, and to reality. So sometimes omitting emotions helps you to stay in line, because removing emotions, for instance, I don't expect my family to call me daily. Have you eaten food? Have you gone to class? Have you worn your dress? So there are some people like that. So, and you don't need all those things to get to where you want to go. And being bullied is part of life. I think I have a lot of my friends that bullied me in secondary schools today, and it's surprising today how very humble they are, and life has humbled them because I saw something beyond what they were doing at the current time and moment. So which means sometimes you could definitely stay in the game and then win the game. That is you being silent, you been thinking of somewhere else, been thinking of tomorrow. You know, you have a friend who just bought a Camry and you're driving your gura gura, as it's being said in Hausa, a bike, and then that person is trying to show you that this is where you are, and you are already aiming to have a conglomerate. So you see, these two people are from different realms. You are not having the same
Mm.
direction, you are not having the same goal. So you should not even, the only thing you can do to help yourself is to kill the emotional part of you, which means where I'm going is not where you're thinking of me. Yes, I'm so sorry for people that underestimated me like 2, 3 years ago. I'm so sorry for the people that underestimated Emeka Jonathan 5, 10 years ago. Yes, because the current version of yourself and where you are going is something different. So, which means in life, you'll be hot. That is the reality. And whosoever is listening to this, please, you will be hurt either by breakup, or either by Nigerian government, or either by death. For example, I just lost my dad last 3 months ago. What if I thought of killing myself? What if I thought of doing something very bad? But life will move on. You get it? So, and then there are a lot of things that will definitely, pinch your life, that will definitely take you down, but it is your responsibility never to go with that voice. Just like you speak in the other section, the voices. Yes. So definitely you have a responsibility of going. So being bullied sometimes, the people that are bullying you are not necessarily better than you. Sorry, when I mean not necessarily better than you, they may be having the material things. Unfortunately, we Nigerians love to see material things as a means of success, and that is not the means of success. So please, let's try to understand that being bullied sometimes can be part of the journey of while waiting. So, because you are definitely understanding the path to life so that you could definitely outweigh things that could definitely come tomorrow in your journey to life. Yes, sir. So, example, if you want to be politician, and you don't know what is called criticism, how could you survive when you get there? You can't survive. Or you are selling things and then somebody, one customer will look you in the face and say, there is no way that I've heard this price. You are having the worst price I've ever heard in my life. And that is a lie. Possibly they may not be speaking the truth. But that is really definitely different. And those things can hurt emotions. So imagine if you are emotional being. So it will be very unhealthy to you. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And thank you for saying that. I am a believer that emotional reaction to everything will surely mess you up. It will mess your psychology and how you deal with people. Thank you for putting that out. Now, there's a question brewing in my heart, and I am trying to find the best words to put it. There are people who, while in their waiting period, they are focusing so much on the people they want to pepper when they make it, instead of building themselves and ignoring haters in quote. What do
Mm.
you have to say to such kind of people?
It's very simple. You are easy to fall at the top and hurt yourself the more than falling below and hurting yourself. So, which means the higher you go, the higher your fall, your disgrace will be more than the lower you are. So if you're going up to pepper somebody else who is somewhere else, probably in your cycle or lower than your cycle, be ready to take your cross anytime soon, because
Mm.
definitely you pay the price. God is not stupid. Nature is not stupid. Ideology is not stupid. Philosophy is not stupid to understand that there are laws, principles applied to such things. In fact, you apply more enemies to you. So instead, I see the more you grow, the more you should increase in humility. Yes, that is the only way to stay into the game and understanding the life patterns of people. See what is happening to us with our older parent. Do you know that when they were younger, they talk much? Yes, but the more they grow old, they begin to say silent and watch. Some things I remember, there are some things that I would say that are ignorant of me, and then my dad would say Genesis. He will tap me. Time will come. you'll see what I'm trying to explain to you, which means silence. God, I wish people really follow this, this understanding that we're definitely getting from this conversation, because really it connects to Nigeria at large, especially the youth. And thanks to the ones currently joining this life, because humility is
All
very
right.
essential. If
Thank
you,
you so much for that response.
yes, sir.
I'm sorry I
Thank you
cut
very
you
much.
there. I wanted to ask this question. There are people who are waiting for their next big break. You have said
For the
before that while for their next big break, right?
okay, great, yes.
Yes. There are people who are waiting for that one sale that would distinguish them as a salesperson, as a king in the sales business. And their patience is waning off because of the time they are investing into waiting. What would your word of advice be for such kind of people?
Sincerely speaking, I'll advise people to be in an uncomfortable environment. Yes, sometimes restructuring yourself. Yes. For instance, sometimes God will not place what you want at your comfort. You have to leave your comfort. You can't be sleeping 9 hours and then you're trying to get your big break. You can't. Like, one of the things I punish myself to do daily is I make it as a consistent principle and discipline to send nothing less than 100 emails to healthcare facilities across the world to get to know about my company. It's not easy getting 100 emails daily to send it, but it's an uncomfortable stage that I have to do. After this call, I have to send those emails, sir, to Oman, to Rwanda, and to Tanzania. So, which means if you are in your comfortable stage, sir, there will never be growth. Sometimes you have to
Mm,
live where you are. Sometimes, if you are
mm.
receiving stipends from your parent, try to cut them off. Yes, what can I do to contribute to my life? It will be painful at first because you feel like going back like the prodigal son. Yes, you understand. It's just like the scenario of how many leaders we celebrated today, sir. Sir, if you watch and if you study them a lot, you're going to see that these people travel. Yes, when I mean travel, they travel with their mindset, their psychology, their everything. Yes. So when you keep your mind and your state in an uncomfortable place, which means like I have my brother here, Jairus, bless is my brother. I saw his project plan on real estate. I was like, wow, this is really nice. Which means in the current reality, he cannot do that thing. But he putting his mindset
Mhm.
on getting to that point. No, it set him aside from others. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for that response. We are giving a warm shout out to Jairus. We'll connect on another level and we'll ask you questions on how you are getting those things done. Genesis, thank you
Definitely.
so much for accepting to do this with us on Voices and Forces tonight. It's such a privilege to have you here. And thanks also to everyone who has watched, who has dropped a comment and even liked or even shared this video. It is because of you we do the things that we do, and it is because of your support that we'll keep doing it. On that note, we will let Genesis go and continue with sending his emails so that we get that big break we've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been Voices and Forces, and I hope you learned a thing or two today. On that note, I'll have Genesis say his final words before we go.
Sincerely speaking, before I appreciate and give my final remark, a big gratitude and appreciation to you, sir. I never knew you. I got to know you through my friend Japheth. You're having a life just like this, and then it has been very impactful. Thank you very, very much. I look forward to being in this space again. I pray you invite me again, sincerely speaking. But
We
as
will,
for now, I'll keep learning.
definitely.
I'll keep learning, relearning, and unlearning from the things you people are sharing. So, but if I'm to give a final conclusion to this, I'll give a little long summary. First, please network with the right people. There are people in your community that they don't need you to beg them for money. They need you to go and meet them. What are the mistakes you have made, sir? And how can I learn from it? And what are the things you did that are very hard in life? And how were you able to get to here today? If they give you money, in fact, reject, don't accept it. Go with those ideas. Secondly, work on your goals. Have a time frame, a week goal, a monthly goal, and an annual goal where you want to go to. Sometimes those things seems not to work, but it works as time goes forward. And then nextly, invest and save financially. This one is very important. Buy stocks, buy shares. I am a beneficiary of those things. In fact, just like one of my shares is Access Co. Sincerely speaking, I receive my dividends. So you are working for me too. You understand? Yes, because I get my dividends at the end of the day. As you are there right now, apart from your social media, when you go to work, I'll say, okay, yeah, you are working for me. So please let your money work for you. there are there are principles to getting to where you want in life, and those things you have to learn how to diversify, diversification. Learn how to what is mutual fund, treasury bill, all these things. These are primary things we need to know, and then it helps you to life and destiny. And then the next thing is take care of your health and your personal development. Your health is very important. If you are smoking, drinking, humanizing, unfortunately, you may have a coma. Yes. So please, I am a medical practitioner. I see cancer patients spending hundreds of millions on their health. I lost recently one patient here. They left Nigeria to India and spent nothing less than 150 million, and the patient still died. And how can we attribute that to us? So if you have a brother, a sister doing all these things, you know, we still have idiopathic means of all these cancer things. We say we don't know the cause of cancer. Definitely they are. The environment, the smoke, all those things that we take that are really, the environment seems to adapt to it, but please stay away from those things. If you're alcoholic, if you are, in fact, this your sexual discipline, everything matters to you. Take good care of your health. Before you get into a marriage with anybody or a lady, go and test her. Is she ASASSSSAA, anything? You understand? Go and get to know about the person you want to be. And then secondly, the life partner you spend your life with is very, very important. Ensure that you marry right, because you are going to benefit the existence of peace only from your partner. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have a lot to say, but as for now, I will stop here. I'll give you the full stop and appreciate my time being here. And thank you so much, Master Lucky, for the great opportunity given to me to speak here. And I give gratitude to you, and I give gratitude to my late father who has trained me to this level of height, and I give gratitude to my family. I give gratitude to the entire Christian faith. I give gratitude to Equa family. I give gratitude to Zangun Ketef, Kaduna State at large, and Nigeria at large for being who I am and where I'm going to. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Habila. On that note, we have come to the end of today's session of Voices and Forces. And I've been talking with Genesis Habila, who has joined us all the way from India, just to be sure your life will be impacted positively. We've been talking about while waiting, and if you are just joining, the video will still be available up for you to watch. Do well to share, and thank you very much, everyone. Do have a pleasant night rest until I come your way next time. And remember, while waiting, you unlearn, relearn, and learn new things in order to adapt to your environment so that you can make your life better. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.